Welcome to Wrestlemania 33, Raw Edition. Finally got that out. Okay, this is my predictions for the Raw part of Wrestlemania 33. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is the kickoff show between Neville and Austin Aries. This is what I feel. I wish they would turn 205 Live from being a Tuesday show after SmackDown to a Thursday show. Let it be all by itself. It's not shown on Raw. It's not shown on SmackDown. It's its own entity like NXT. And then you bring it in on a pay-per-view. That's what I believe it should be. But, you know they're not going to do that. And to be honest, I'd rather see Neville and Austin Aries on the main show. I do. I think that their feud is going to be a wonderful one. We know AA Austin Aries is such a good talker. He's such a good performer. It was bad that Shinsuke Nakamura cracked his orbital socket, but we know now that he can talk his ass off on commentary, which is good to know. And I do believe this is going to be a great match between them. Two have similar styles. And in the end, I do believe Austin Aries is going to win this. 205 Live needs something extra. Now, Neville hasn't really done anything bad for 205 Live, but we need someone who's an incredible talker to make the thing interesting. And when you look at Austin Aries, he's just got it. So I do believe Austin Aries is going to win that title from Neville. Now, the first thing that probably will be shown will be the triple threat for the tag team titles, which is the Bullet Club, which is Enzo and Cass, which is Sheamus and Cesaro. Here's the thing. Sheamus and Cesaro has been getting some good traction. Enzo and Cass is the most strongest team they have. And I do believe that Enzo and Cass will probably win this. But knowing how the WWE acts a little stupid sometimes, they could actually make... calm down, don't. Look. Anderson and Gallows, if they retain, which will be stupid, they'll probably job on the next Raw, which will be even worse. Enzo and Cass has to win here. I do not believe it's going to be Sheamus and Cesaro. They shouldn't. I know they gained a lot of traction. People do like them now. But in the end, if Enzo and Cass are not the champions, it's going to look stupid, particularly if they win the titles on Raw the next night. I'm just saying. Next will be the women's triple... No, not the women's triple threat. The Fatal Four. I forgot about Nia Jax. Look, ladies and gentlemen. Compared to the women's title match, which is basically going to possibly be a 3-for-all, or maybe an over-the-top rope battle royal for SmackDown, I'm interested in that because of the people in it. I love me the Mickie Jane. I love me my Naomi. You guys know how much I love these two women. But when it comes here, I have no interest. You know why? Because of the glaring weakness of both brands. They have very few women, and they focus on the same women for so long, and then destroy one of those two women that it turned me off. Look, Sasha Banks has jobbed almost on every pay-per-view that she's been on, unless it hasn't been for the title, then she wins. When it comes to Charlotte, she has won practically every pay-per-view she has been on when it came to the title. Basically, that's how it was. She now has lost at a pay-per-view once, but unless it was for a title, she hasn't lost anything. She's barely lost on Raw, and that made me totally disenfranchised about her. I don't hate her, but I just don't care that much about her. And then the feuds that she had with Sasha Banks was really good. But here's the problem. The minute the feud was over and they moved between Bayley and Charlotte, what happened to Sasha? She went from here to Nia Jax. And looked like a bitch in the process. And that win she had before, that win she had in the previous pay-per-view was bullshit. It was. It was bullshit. And I just don't care anymore. I don't hate any of these women, but I don't care about this Fatal 4-Way. And I've said this already about Nia Jax, and I'm going to say it again. Nia Jax has great size. She's not bad on the mic. She needs work though. She does have a work set that is not bad in the ring, but she's still too green and she has no women to work with. At least until they bring in 2 or 3 more women, like Asuka may come in there, because Mickie James went to SmackDown, Asuka's got to go to Raw. And that's another question that's going to happen to Asuka. They may bury her ass. But we need more women for her to work with. What the major problem of the women's division on Raw is that you got one huge woman and no women for her to face. Alicia Fox is not working in the women's division. So you need more women in the women's division. If you don't have at least 9 to 10 women for a Nia Jax to fight, then 4 women is boring. I'm just saying. I don't know who's going to win. Particularly, I don't care. And I wish I did. I just don't. The U.S. title match between Kevin Owens and the Y2J. Yes, the Jerichoholics are going to go crazy for this match. And they will. Because this, look, out of any true storyline on both brands, this is the most well-built and most relevant storyline the WWE had in the last 4 or 5 years. That's how good this feud is. You went from these two getting over and a list over to breaking them up, making Kevin Owens a truly hateful heel, and making Chris Jericho a truly loved face. These two have chemistry. And it's going to translate into this match. The video packages are going to be relevant. The talking points, if they even have the option to talk before the match, is going to be good. The ring work is going to be good. And in the end, the person that probably must win and should win will be Chris Jericho, to get back at Kevin Owens for what he did. This will also, if possible, end the feud so Kevin Owens can go off on his own, and then Chris Jericho can go off and do something on his own. I'm hoping for this because we need something more. In fact, what I'm hoping is that by Survivor Series, we'll actually have Chris Jericho drop the strap and go for the Universal title, because I truly believe he should have one. He should have a Universal title under his belt. But this is just how I feel about it. Here's a problem. You're going to have Triple H and Seth Rollins. You're going to have The Undertaker and Roman Reigns. And you're going to have Brock Lesnar and Goldberg. It is hard to decide who is going to go where they're going to go. So I'm not giving an order here, because we already know Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton are going to close the show. But when it comes to these other 3, I don't know which one is going to be the second to the last going into WrestleMania. So let's go with Roman Reigns and Taker. Here's the problem with this, ladies and gentlemen. No matter how you play it, and this is for Roman Reigns fans, and I know Nicole Beth loves Roman Reigns, and I like Roman Reigns. I don't hate him. I've always said that he was rushed. 100% rushed. And the reason why he was rushed, like Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, is because when John Cena wasn't there, when Randy Orton wasn't there, when Brock Lesnar wasn't there, when Triple H wasn't there, when Edge wasn't there, you got some of the most strongest names in that company no longer there, either because they were injured and they could not wrestle anymore, even counting Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan is no longer able to wrestle, even in that situation. CM Punk chose to leave. That's a lot of people who had huge star power for wrestling. And particularly in this company. They're gone either because they were injured and need to recover, because they were badly injured and could not come back, or they got disenfranchised and they didn't want to deal with the company anymore. So they had no choice but to rush the Shield. And when it comes to Roman Reigns, they rushed his ass. It does not matter. And a lot of people said, like Deluxe Man says, that this guy has been spoon-fed. An opportunity, and then another opportunity, and another opportunity. Look, if Deluxe Man ever saw this, and I respect the hell out of Deluxe Man, Alex, you are one hell of a great video reviewer. And I'm glad you stayed on YouTube, even though you had some problems. But how I feel about it is this. The way that he was forced down our throat wasn't just because he had opportunities due to the fact of his Samoan heritage. Or someone loves him because he sucks great dick. It's the point that they had no one left to use. They were popular, so they used him. And that's the major issue. He's not ready. No matter, even though his ring work has improved a little bit, his speaking has improved a little bit, his outside work of the ring has improved a little bit. The problem is he needs another 2 years, 3 years, 4 years to really build up into the main title scene. Not just be thrown at the main title scene like he did particularly with Brock Lesnar and him at one of the previous WrestleManias. And that is where I see the problem. He was thrown at us because the WWE had no options. And that's why he's hated so much. That's just my point of view of it. And this, particularly for him, dealing with The Undertaker, and I saw what happened last night, him dealing with The Undertaker. It's alright. But here's the problem. He's in This angers me. That this guy should not be put in this position. Not because it should go to someone else. It's because he's in a no-win situation. He can't win at WrestleMania because it'll make The Undertaker look bad. And he can't... If he loses, he looks like a total bitch. If he wins, his character, since it's still face, will even piss off the people more. And even if they switch him to a heel after that, the heel heat he will get will not be heel heat that the WWE is going to want. It'll be heel heat of someone that we fucking hate you, motherfucker. You hurt The Undertaker. We don't like you as it is, so fucking die. Not saying, oh, you're a rotten heel, we hate you. No. You fucked The Undertaker. You got shoved down our throat. We hate you even more. So fucking die, motherfucker. I'm sorry for the cursing, but you get my point. The people will hate him even more if he wins. If he loses, they're going to say, bitch, bitch, The Undertaker bitch you out, motherfucker. You deserve it, you bitch. And he'll still be a face. The government in that place will keep him a face until they finally realize that he's been bitched out. The people are not going to want to care about him. Then when they turn into a heel, he'll be a bitchy chicken shit heel. Because I doubt they're going to make him a dominant heel. He'll be a bitch heel that's a chicken shit. People will remember that. And that's where I see nothing good for him. It's a no-win situation for Roman Reigns. No win. He wins against The Undertaker. He gains nothing except people hating him and wanting him to die because he's been shoved down their throat. If he loses, he's a total bitch. He'll still be a face, and when they do switch him to heel, it's going to take him a long time to get out of that because they're going to make him a chicken shit heel. So, I see nothing good for him. I'm sorry. Next match. That might be a contender for the last match, second to last match of the night, will be the Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar, because it is the Universal title. I'm getting WWE World title mixed up with the Universal title. I'm sorry. I have a lot in my head right now. Ugh, trying to get this stuff sorted out so bad. I don't know how other reviewers do it. That's one of the reasons why I stopped. Anyway, Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg, I do believe will be the second to last match of the night. There's a good possibility. Possibly. Will it be a great match? No. Here's the problem that I had with Goldberg. It's not Brock Lesnar. It's Goldberg. My problem's always been that they brought him back barely at all. He wins at Survivor Series, I believe it was that match, and he destroyed Brock Lesnar in under a minute. Then he went to Royal Rumble. Fine. He goes to Royal Rumble. He gets him out in about a minute. Fine. Now, when it comes to Fastlane, what happened? He wins against Kevin Owens in under a minute. And I know a lot of people like the Sled Daddy Off the Rope Show Central getting a big kick out of it because everybody else is mad because he's winning so quickly. I'm not in that camp. it's not fair that he wins in under a minute. My perception of this, and I've said this in numerous videos before going into WrestleMania, it's not the problem of him winning so quickly. It's the problem the guy is not in good ring shape, and he's going into WrestleMania and he can't win in under a minute there. They're going to have to let him work more than a minute. And this is where the WrestleMania of 2004 is coming back to thought. Because both those guys were not in great shape then. Both those guys didn't really care that much. And both of them left around the same time. And a lot of people are not going to get it. They're going to say, well, he has to win in less than a minute. But I'm going like this. I don't mind him winning in under a minute any other time. But it's near WrestleMania. And the guy needs to expand more than 1 minute. He's got to at least do a 5 to 8 minute match. No matter what. Even if he looks freaking winded, he has to do one. This isn't like it was years ago. People will not like this, not just because it's a quick match. It's because it's boring now. It's got to be longer than a minute. Because if they do it again, yeah, the Slick Daddy's going to get a big laugh out of it. And other people are going to get a big piss off about it because it was so short. I'm going to the point of it because it'll be boring. And it's got to be longer than a minute. We need to see Brock Lesnar winded a little bit. We need to see that the Goldberg is winded a little bit. I want to see them tired and actually hamming on each other. I want to see them whack each other a little bit before it's over. Even if they're winded and they show their ages, I don't care. I want to see at least a 5-minute match. Because if it's not, I'm going to be bored and I don't even care. I'll go into the toilet and take a leak. Now, the last match that is for Raw will be Triple H and Seth Rollins. That could be the second match of the night. Before the... It's hard to say that this should be. It probably will be. Should it be? No, it should be Brock Lesnar and Goldberg. Because they're not going to let Taker and Roman Reigns be the last match of the night. They'll never do that. It's going to be Triple H and Seth Rollins the second to the last match. And it's just a good story. It is a long, somewhat well-built story. Because of what happened to Seth Rollins getting hurt, that was an issue. And he comes back, they try to build it from there, but then they made him into, well, not made him into, he already was a heel when he left. He was allowed to stay a heel, which really ruined the momentum. When they finally switch him to a face, it's near WrestleMania, which makes him very difficult to get behind. I know a lot of people are behind him, but for me it's very difficult to get behind a guy who just recently turned to a face. Really. And the majority of the time when he finally came back, he was still a heel. An angry heel that got his ass used. And the only reason he turned to face. Is it going to be a good match? My guess is it'll be a good match. Even though it's a non-contested match. Or a non-sanctioned match. I'm sorry. It's going to be a non-sanctioned match. So that will make it a lot more easier for Triple H, who doesn't have ring work. Well, even in his bad state, he does do good ring work. Seth Rollins is the issue because his knee is acting up again, and they're going to have to do this in a non-sanctioned match to compensate for that. It's obvious. It will be a good match, and my guess is that Seth Rollins probably will win, but get his ass kicked and then goes away for a couple of months and then comes back again. And then there's going to be a question what to do with him after that. So this is my feeling about my Raw predictions of WrestleMania 33. Please give me a comment below. I hope you enjoyed this Raw prediction series. Doing it in 2 parts was the wisest thing to do so I don't have to forget anything because it was a lot. And doing a 40-minute video, that sucks. It hurts my feet. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace.